Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the house with the TRM Shadow here with me for a maintenance review. But hey guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this fella right over here. So this was sent in by a subscriber. Thanks, Cole, for sending this baby along. It's a nice one, it's a user, and we're gonna try to see if we can clean it up and maintain this axis lock right over here. So let's go ahead and start. You're gonna need a T6 Torx bit screw to take these scales apart, and this guy looks like to be like a T9. Can this be a T9? Probably it's a T10. There you go, and a T10 right there. So we're gonna start tackling these this side of the scale, which is a G10. Right over here, and let's see what is this thing about. I'm not really a fan of the T6 for the handle, but it's all right, not a biggie. So just be careful, take your time when you disassemble the knife, because these screws are tiny and they might get stripped, so just be careful. I'm already seeing like a gap here. Like, look at that. I mean, that's strange. Should be like a little bit more flush. But anyways, let's go ahead and do the pivot right over here, which looks to be captive. We're gonna check in a second. All right, so let's just pull the blade out. Let me see if I'm missing anything. So this thing should pretty much come apart. I don't want to undo the button lock. I was hoping for the scales to come off, so this also has to come off. Right, this side right over here. And let's keep it down, and this is just like there for the tab. So let me see if this guy, you can pop this side as well, and let's see how are we doing now. There you go. So you get one scale coming off, and the other scale doesn't come off because I need to push out the pivot. Correct. So let's reduce the tension and just pull the pivot out. Let's grab this kind of tool. So, because I don't want to remove the mechanism for the axis lock. Maybe like that, there's less pressure. No, actually, it's the same amount. That is interesting. How come? All right. There you go. So that's the mechanism, and that's the knife, basically. You got some washers here, 1 and 2. We're gonna clean these out with just a microfiber cloth like that. Just cleaning the inside of the scales, which are pretty clean, I have to say. Just a little bit like here. See? Nicely done, these scales. I'm gonna clean the liners, which are pretty small. Just doing like something like that, you see. Just to jam this little piece inside and have it pretty much clean. That's all right. And just a little cleanup for the pivot. And let's do the washers and the blade, the tag of the blade, and we are done. So now, without tearing everything apart, I'm gonna grab some lightweight nano oil. I'm just gonna use a 5 weight right over here. So now let's go backwards. So let's do the washers kind of like that. All right, I'm just gonna do just a couple drops right over here, and a couple drops also on this side. All right, so now just centering the washers, and this guy probably is going like this way, right? And gently hoping that the washers are not left behind like that one. So that doesn't work, see? So let's just try to align these and see. That's a little bit tricky, so maybe like that. We start from this side, like so. There you go, and we got it. So now to facilitate, I'm just gonna grab this thing, jam it in, and make sure we have like the washers in and the hole aligned, right? So this guy is gonna be pretty much like in this position, okay? And now we go backwards. So this guy is the show side with some D-shaped pivot, which is gonna go oriented like in this way, right? So then, don't forget to put back the omega spring in place, right? And just don't forget to align everything, kind of like so. All right, just pinch it, keep it pressed like, because you have like the spring tension, right? Just keep it pinched like this, and let's orient the scale. So scale is in position, like so, and you can see the D-shaped pivot that can only go like in this direction. All right, so just keep it here. And so the tricky part here is just to align everything, because the blade wants to slide because of the spring, right? So let's just try here. So just hold it like that, and very gently, just trying to wiggle the pivot through the sandwiched blade. So kind of like that. The tolerances are pretty good here, so this guy really needs to be nicely aligned, and at some point it should just pop in. So very gentle. So this is that's interesting. So I should probably just take everything apart, because this guy, it looks like the path is clear. Yeah. Not understanding why. All right, so let's do this. Let's just screw this part of the scale back, like so. And so we have one set of scale that is aligned, and see if it changes anything. So blade is centered. I really don't see why this pivot doesn't want to go through. I don't want to force anything. There you go. Look at that. So that is in. Sorry for the weight, guys, but I just don't want to force anything. Just gonna add a little bit of lube, just like that, around the pivot. And then we're gonna grab the other scale, like so, and just screw it in like that, kind of. Like so, it's better. Don't over tighten ever this thing, okay? Let's do the scale, the screw right over here for the scales. There you go. So that is one. That is the second one. And that's the third one. So interesting construction. This has like a back spacer, kind of like embedded on the show side, but I still see this gap over here. Anyways, let's switch the bit, grab your T10. I'm not gonna probably do any of the Loctite, blue Loctite, but if you want, now it's the time just to use a tiny bit for the pivot. I mean, let's check for blade centering, a little bit of play. So we might just tighten this guy up. Zero blade play, but yeah, it's a little bit too tight. Maybe just a little less, like so. Still no play, and look at that. And that is how you maintain your TRM shadow, guys. This has a pretty cool action, very fidgety, and yeah, it's definitely a fun one. You can just spidey flick it like that. You can just pull the axis lock and get it open like that. I mean, just up to you, but for sure very fidgety one. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.